Donald Trump is on the edge, and it's more dangerous than you think. The very pillars of American democracy are under siege. But here's the shocking part. His biggest fear isn't just losing power, it's keeping control by any means necessary. With the midterm elections fast approaching, Trump is scrambling to protect his grip on the nation, and the decisions he's making right now could change everything. But here's the real question. How far is he willing to go before it all comes crashing down? Right now, Trump is playing a dangerous game, and it's not just about politics. This goes beyond the midterms. It's a fight for control over every part of government. First, it's the ICE agents with a tragic and unexplained killing of an innocent woman. Then, it's his blatant attempts to oust Federal Reserve members, people who are supposed to be free from political influence. And in between, there's a constant barrage of selective prosecution designed to target opponents. The question you need to ask yourself is this: are we witnessing a president breaking the rules to stay in power? Or is this just the beginning of something even darker? Trump's actions aren't just random. They're part of a clear strategy. Take the recent ICE shooting incident. A woman shot in the face, no legal justification. The government's immediate response? A flat-out lie. The video contradicted the official story, yet the administration didn't hesitate. And this isn't the first time. We've seen this kind of manipulation before, but here's the thing. Why would a sitting president feel the need to cover up something this blatant? Notice what's missing from the story: accountability. And if there's no accountability here, what happens when the stakes get even higher? Now let's zoom out and see where this leads. This isn't just about one isolated incident. It's a pattern of increasing power grabs. From militarizing ICE to trying to control the Federal Reserve, Trump is slowly but surely eroding the checks and balances that keep this country running. And here's the unsettling part. This isn't new. Remember Nixon? The same kind of tactics: abuse of power, selective targeting, and the undermining of institutions. But what's worse now is that this kind of behavior is becoming normalized. What was once seen as unthinkable is now almost routine. And if we keep letting this slide, what's next? Where do we draw the line? Now it gets even worse. Just days ago, Trump tried to oust another key member of the Federal Reserve, this time Jerome Powell, the chair. Why? Because Powell wasn't bending to Trump's demands for economic manipulation to boost his own chances in the midterms. But here's the kicker. The business world, the very same Wall Street that typically defers to power, pushed back hard. Why? Because they know this isn't just politics anymore. It's about undermining a system that's been in place for decades. And think about this. If Trump is willing to do this to the Federal Reserve, an independent body, what happens when the next target is something even more critical? This isn't just a power struggle. It's a fundamental shift in how this country could be governed. Things are spiraling fast. In the past few days alone, we've seen multiple developments that show just how quickly control is slipping. First, Trump's continued push against the Federal Reserve, desperate to manipulate the economy for short-term political gain. Then there's the case with the FBI invading the home of a Washington Post reporter. The government claims it's not targeting journalists. But let's be real. The signs are clear. They've already telegraphed that they want to use these powers against the press. Add to that the protests, the public outcry, and now a Supreme Court battle over Trump's ongoing attacks on government independence. What happens if this continues? What happens if these actions become the new norm? So, what does this mean for you? For everyday people, this isn't just some abstract political drama. It's about what happens when the systems meant to protect us start to break down. When law enforcement feels like a tool of the president's will, when media becomes a target for simply doing their job, that's when it hits home. And this isn't just happening to the powerful, it's trickling down. The kinds of decisions Trump is making today, they affect the lives of regular people, families, and communities. If you're feeling like something isn't right, you're not alone. If this feels familiar, say so in the comments. This is bigger than just a politician's ego. This is about the kind of country we'll live in tomorrow. Here's the unsettling truth. This isn't just about one man's power trip. It's about the system that lets this happen. Think about it. The incentives for this kind of behavior are baked into the system. When a president can use federal agencies like ICE or the FBI as tools to punish opponents, it's not just the actions of one individual. It's a failure of the structures that are supposed to keep power in check. These aren't isolated actions. They're part of a broader trend of consolidating power in a way that makes it harder for ordinary citizens to hold the government accountable. And while this feels like an extreme moment, it's important to remember, these cracks in the system didn't appear overnight. They've been growing for years, and if we don't address them now, they'll only get wider. So what happens next? There are two possible paths from here, but neither of them is clear-cut. First, you have the potential for a massive pushback, whether it's from the courts, from political opponents, or from the American public. The system could hold firm, and Trump's grip could loosen, especially with the midterms quickly approaching. On the other hand, there's the very real possibility that he doubles down, using whatever power he can to protect himself and shift the balance even further in his favor. But with each passing day, the risk grows. If the situation continues to escalate, the effects will be felt far beyond just Washington. The real question isn't whether things will get worse, it's how much worse and how fast. Here's the one thing to remember. Trump isn't just fighting for re-election. He's fighting for a kind of power that changes everything. The system is bending, and if it breaks, it won't just be about his presidency. It'll reshape the very way this country functions. The question isn't just what happens in the midterms, it's whether the institutions meant to protect us can survive this storm. But here's the thing, this story isn't over. It's only just beginning, and every move Trump makes from here could push us further down a dangerous path. Stay tuned. There's more coming, and we'll be here to break it all down.